100% Ryan was the one who put this line in here. Not SNL, not Tina Fey, not Blake Lively, but Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds who wrote that joke, of course. Also, what did Amy Schumer say to Blake Lively?
In the glittering world of Hollywood, where image is everything and truth often takes a backseat to perception, a storm has been brewing.
It was the perfect storm for people like us that are already so fed up with her life.
Blake Lively, America's sweetheart, known for her perfect Instagram life and power couple status with Ryan Reynolds, now finds herself in the crosshairs of conservative firebrand Candace Owens.
He alleges that one of the ways she was manipulated and used on...
In a dramatic turn of events that has the entertainment industry buzzing, Owens has systematically begun dismantling what she calls a house of cards built on lies, the stage. A legal battle between Lively and director Justin Baldoni that's rapidly transforming from a simple workplace dispute into one of Hollywood's most talked about scandals. Picture this. A quiet Tuesday morning suddenly erupted into chaos when Candace Owens, known for her no-holds-barred approach to commentary, released a blistering analysis of Blake Lively's legal claims against Justin Baldoni. The timing couldn't have been more perfect or more devastating. As Hollywood insiders were sipping their morning coffee, Owens was meticulously pulling apart what she described as a carefully constructed narrative of victimhood. With the precision of a surgeon, she highlighted inconsistency after inconsistency, manipulation after manipulation, leaving the entertainment industry reeling. What made this particularly explosive wasn't just the claims themselves, but the way Owens presented her evidence, methodically, professionally, and with receipts. The gossip mills stopped churning mindless speculation and started paying attention to what was quickly becoming an unprecedented takedown of one of Hollywood's most protected stars. Let's rewind to a crucial moment that would later come back to haunt Blake Lively, the filing of her amended complaint. In what can only be described as a shocking display of overconfidence, Lively's team submitted a document containing 17 demands to halt production, a move that would later be scrutinized under the harsh light of legal scrutiny. But here's where the story takes an interesting turn. Rather than strengthening her case, these demands began unraveling like a poorly knitted sweater. Legal experts started pointing out glaring holes in the narrative. What was meant to be a power move instead revealed a pattern of claims built on shifting sand. The document, intended to be Lively's sword, was quickly becoming her Achilles heel, with each page revealing more contradictions than confirmations. In the annals of Hollywood, scandals, certain moments stand out as turning points. For Blake Lively, it was her description of a birthing scene that would become the catalyst for intense scrutiny. She painted a vivid picture, a vulnerable actress, exposed, wearing nothing but a tiny nude piece of fabric, surrounded by strangers, in what she claimed was a deliberately uncomfortable situation. It was a powerful narrative that initially garnered sympathy, until Baldoni's team dropped a bombshell. The reality? Lively had been wearing black briefs, a full pregnancy suit, and a hospital gown. This discrepancy wasn't just about wardrobe. It became a symbol of what critics saw as a pattern of embellishment and manipulation. The scene, meant to be her strongest evidence, instead became the crack that would threaten to bring down her entire case. In a dramatic courtroom development that sent shockwaves through Hollywood, the judge presiding over the case delivered what many considered a devastating blow to Lively's claims. With the precision of a master craftsman, portions of her filing were systematically dismantled, ruled insufficient and lacking in concrete evidence. This wasn't just any routine legal procedure. It was a watershed moment that validated what Candace Owens had been saying all along. The courtroom fell silent as the judge's decisions were read, each dismissed claim another nail in the coffin of Lively's narrative. Legal analysts who had been watching from the sidelines suddenly found themselves in the spotlight, their earlier skepticism now vindicated by judicial authority. Sometimes the most damaging moments come not from your enemies, but from your own actions. Enter Ryan Reynolds, Lively's husband, on the stage of Saturday Night Live. What happened next would become one of the most talked about moments in recent SNL history. Reynolds, known for his quick wit and perfect timing, made a joke about the ongoing lawsuit, a decision that would soon backfire spectacularly. The revelation came from an unexpected source, Wally Furton, a longtime SNL cue card holder, who confirmed that Reynolds himself had written the controversial joke. This wasn't just a simple comedy bit gone wrong. It was a miscalculation that would add fuel to an already raging fire, raising questions about the couple's judgment and their approach to serious allegations. Behind the scenes of this Hollywood drama, a sophisticated game of chess was being played in the media landscape. Blake Lively's team had orchestrated what appeared to be a masterclass in public relations relations strategy, or so they thought. Carefully timed press releases, strategic leaks, and calculated public appearances were all part of their playbook. But as Candace Owens and others began to pull back the curtain, what emerged was a picture of manipulation that seemed more focused on winning public sympathy than establishing legal truth. Each new revelation showed how the team had been playing a dangerous game, betting that public opinion would outweigh legal merit. It was a strategy that would ultimately raise more questions than it answered. In today's digital age, court battles aren't just fought in wood-paneled rooms. They're fought in the court of public opinion, one tweet at a time. The hashtag #BlakeLivelyLies didn't just trend. It exploded across social media platforms like a digital wildfire. What made this particularly fascinating was the way social media users became amateur detectives, creating side-by-side comparisons of Lively's statements against emerging evidence. This wasn't just idle gossip. It was citizen journalism at its most impactful, with each new comparison adding another piece to a puzzle that seemed increasingly unfavorable to Lively's version of events. The power of social media had turned what might have been a contained legal dispute into a public referendum on truth and accountability in Hollywood. In an industry still reeling from the taller Me Too movement, the role of intimacy coordinators has become crucial. Yet, in a twist that would raise eyebrows across Hollywood, questions began surfacing about Lively's claims regarding her access to and interaction with the set's intimacy coordinator. What started as a straightforward aspect of the case soon spiraled into a complex web of contradictions. Critics began pointing out inconsistencies in her timeline, her claimed interactions, and the actual availability of support on set. This wasn't just about procedural details. It struck at the heart of modern Hollywood's commitment to on-set safety and professionalism, making the implications of any misrepresentation particularly serious. In what legal experts would later describe as a strategic overreach, Lively's team launched an aggressive campaign of subpoenas that would ultimately backfire in spectacular fashion. These weren't just routine legal documents. They were wide-reaching demands that seemed designed to cast a net so wide it would surely catch something incriminating. But as Baldoni's team began fighting back, filing motions to quash what they characterized as harassment rather than legitimate investigation, the true nature of these subpoenas came under scrutiny. It was a legal strategy that seemed to speak more to desperation than confidence, raising questions about what Lively's team was really hoping to find, or perhaps what they were trying to prevent others from finding. As this saga continues to unfold, Hollywood insiders are beginning to whisper about something more permanent than temporary scandal: the long-term impact on Blake Lively's career. In an industry where reputation is currency, the implications of this legal battle extend far beyond the courtroom. Studio executives, speaking on condition of anonymity, have begun expressing concerns about future collaborations. Brands that once clamored to associate with Lively's perfect image are now quietly distancing themselves. The question isn't just about the outcome of this legal battle. It's about whether one of Hollywood's most bankable stars has inadvertently written the first chapter of her career's decline. In an industry that forgives many things but rarely forgets, the stakes couldn't be higher.